no issue with it.
Right.
Like this morning, I drove my sister to her church off by the lake there.
That was
and
a Freudian slip.
I said, what's that mean?
He said, I took my daughter. I mean my sister.
My daughter. It's my sister.
Yeah.
Anyways, I stopped at the park, right, not far from here, right? And I went for a walk. Like, I dropped her off by the people that live on the lake, and then I said to myself, I'm going for a walk. And it was like 10:30 in the morning. And I walked by to the lake, and I stood there and wanted some air, and a lady was in the water, a woman in her 40s.
Wait. Back up. I'm going to be like Oprah. Hold up. Back up. Whoa, really? Wait a minute. There was somebody in the water.
In the water, and taking a picture of herself. She's a wonderful, a lady in her 40s, and an older couple had just walked up from the water. I didn't go down to the water. I just stayed on top. I was just looking for some air in my lungs and some exercise.
So you go for a drive to get air in your lungs.
No, that's not why I was going for a drive. I was going by there because that's where I got my sister off for a church.
Okay, I understand.
I wanted to, before I came back to the house, I felt like I needed to get out of and just walk for a minute and just stand by the water, right? Not thinking anybody was down there. So I get to the end, and there's this girl, a lady, in the water taking a picture of herself, and I see her towels on the side, and I yell out to her nicely. I go, "You are a brave lady." I'll tell you.
Yes.
Killing herself laughing. She said, honestly, I do this she does it every week, twice, up to 3 times, and she said it really, really helps you. All you have to do is your breathing. So I just want to go back into running into people, Lasha. That's why I'm telling you the story. And just to talk to her for those few minutes, and then I left her alone. I went around the park, I walked, and I met her back at the car. And she lives around here somewhere. But she was just, I don't know, it just lifted up your spirits for a minute. I said, I asked her how long she's been doing it and what it does for her. She said, I do it till March. And you know what? She said, there's so much going on in the world. She was a very happy woman, like very smiley and stuff. And she said, I do this for peace. And it really brings my body down. And she said it's very healthy for you, but you have to know what you're doing.
Well,
if I talk to people or like to talk to people, those kind of people I'm interested in.
Well, exactly. And you raised a good point. You said she does it because she knows how she's doing it with the breathing. Because is she getting into what lake? Lake Ontario?
Yeah, Lake Ontario.
So it's freezing. Like, what would the temperature?
I watched her actually, and she said it's not. She said it's your breathing.
Right.
She said I don't go in the water here in the summer because I find it freezing cold. But in the winter, she said it's amazing what it does to your body. And she said you have to know what you're doing, and it all has to do with your breath.
Okay.
She said when you walk in, I think she said to me, I don't know how to do it, so don't ever go try it. You need somebody professional, I think, to tell you to actually go do it. She said if I wanted to, I wouldn't do it. I said, no, I couldn't do it. But I said, I just admire you, I said to her, that you're able to do this and you're willing to do this for yourself because it works for her, obviously. So that's the kind of people I like to run into.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with me or if I do it or not do it, but there was an uplifting spirit.
And you know what? And uplifting stories is exactly what, no, that's interesting.
And for the few minutes we communicated,
exactly.
I was driving back and I was smiling. I thought, well, that was a good reason to stop.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? That's such a good point. And I'm not going to go on and on and on. I have one more question for you, and then I'll hand you over to Mom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm confused about something because you know how many YouTube channels I watch.
No, I don't know exactly. I know you watch a lot, but
right.
I don't know. And go ahead.
So with that being said, did the Donald Trump Russian hoax that he called a hoax, and it was a smear campaign on Hillary Clinton's part, is that true?
I'm reading on it, but I haven't decided yet. I believe there was a lot of corruption on both sides, even Biden now.
Yeah.
Biden is corrupt also.
Yeah. It seems like all of them are.
All of them are. It doesn't matter what side you're on. It's all of them. They're saying now that the Democrats actually are Republicans, both work together. But
Well,
the corrupt.
listen.
That's what's coming out. But it's in a lot of countries now, Lasha. It's not just, it has touched Canada. So,
Yeah, these corrupt elections.
It's very, very difficult to trust.
The
people need to get rid of these suckers. That's
Well,
all I can say.
and this is why, I don't know if you know this or not, but I don't talk about the leg issue to my friends anymore.
Yeah.
Because I
Spread it all over the world.
No, it doesn't go over the world. No.
Your podcast.
Well, no. I've had to do pieces about Meghan and Harry, which I find interesting because you're talking about YouTube, and then you're talking about elections and corruption, right? So how that segues into Prince Harry and Rachel Meghan Markle, I do not know. Well, actually, I have theories on how she made her way up the ladder with him. All I can recommend, if you're interested, read Revenge. Point being, she has ties to Hillary Clinton. She used to be on those yachts, the Jeffrey Epstein Andrew scandal.
I also read that it had also to do with Oprah because
Yes.
I'm right now.
Yes, and on my show right now, I'm doing Never Forget Leaving Neverland, because when people came out and said that Wade Robson and James Safechuck were lying and they were actors.
Yes.
If you were Wade Robson at 21 years old and you're starting a career and your whole family moves from Australia to the US because Michael Jackson, when you look at the footage, it's so clear he has a crush on him. I remember being like 9 or 10 years old watching the Pepsi commercial with James Safechuck, and I remember as a kid, and it was always at Baba's house for some reason, I would always see this
Commercial.
because I did a lot of, actually when I think about it, I did a lot of, well, I watched a lot of television as a child, because Baba used to watch the soaps, and when I would go visit, I was always with Baba, right? You know. Did you know that she passed at 98?
Yes, she did.
Yeah. Okay.
She had told me. Yeah.
So when I watched this commercial, the Pepsi commercial, and I always remember this because of Baba saying, "You Pepsi generation, you know how to save the money. No money, no funny." So also entwining into what you're talking about with the economy and Canada, the elections. We have a Declaration of Independence. The Canadians or the Americans have a constitution. So how this all blends in is we've learned from Harry and Meghan, and they brought it all out in their stupid Netflix series, which is like why I call the program Royal Pushback and Aftermath, because I don't just talk about royals. I like to talk about regular people. Like you said, there's more of us than them suckers. And Harry and Meghan, if you look at we were talking about the water thing, A lot of things came to mind when I was listening to you, but I didn't want to interrupt. First of all, when the lady said, don't do it unless you're trained to do it, right?
Right.
Okay. Then you're talking about, we were talking about YouTube, okay? Lots of YouTube channels, lots of subscriptions. And when you go down that rabbit hole, you find out things that you never would have learned watching mainstream media. And
You wouldn't.
No, and I've always said, like even 7 years ago, I didn't watch YouTube, Jeanette, until I was had the accident 6 years ago.
Well, I started watching because of all the crazy stuff. What's going on with like probably 3 years that I really started.
Really?
Watching. Because that's where I found a lot of videos that woke me up to a lot of stuff.
Exactly. You want to hear a really good channel that I actually have to take notes when I listen to her? It's called The Royal Grift. She doesn't just talk about royals, but she does specifically about Harry and Meghan because they're trying to censor people's speech on YouTube. And that Zuckerberg was at the palace. So Harry comes from this lens of a world that, 1 in a million people are born into. Not even 1 in a million. There's maybe 9 or 10 monarchies left in the world.
Yeah, I know.
And like the British monarchy is the most powerful one. So I guess my whole point is it all ties in. The Jeffrey thing, the Andrew friendship, Virginia Giuffre Roberts can't say anything because she was paid out. They have an NDA. Michael Jackson got away with bullshit because of his PR machine. Everything was kept under wraps. I didn't know anything about agents and entertainment lawyers but when I was a kid and I watched James Safechuck on TV, I remember thinking, why does Michael Jackson look like he has a crush? But in my head, as a little girl, I didn't know what it was. But then I remember watching the Grammys at Eleanor Rand's house, and I don't want to say the boy's name, but he had a boy on his lap, and I even said to my mother, and I was a kid, Mom, is that normal? And my mom said, no, it's not. And I'm just so sick of people following other people's narratives like lambs. Like, oh, he didn't have a childhood. Yeah, okay. Well, did you? No. We made it through, right? So, yeah, you brought up some good points anyway. So, thank you.
No problem.
Are you ready for Christmas? I'm going to hand you over to your friend now.
I am. I'm going to my kids tomorrow, right? To Susan's house. We're all meeting over there, so.
Okay. All right. Well, Jeanette, I always wondered, what am I going to do with the useless information in my brain from the time that I spent in the wheelchair and the 5-year recovery and me just becoming normal again over the last maybe 4 months? And I'm stoked to get a job. Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah. I'm so excited about it. And I know you don't take a lot of videos, but if you go onto my YouTube channel, go to Royal Pushback Aftermath. You don't have to subscribe. Just I don't. If you watch it, just hit like. And I put up some videos of the new place, and I wanted to make sure that it was unpacked for Mom before Christmas. And so I put some pictures, and take a look if you want.
Okay.
Roll if you want to. Bye, Jeanette. Thank you so much.
Yeah, take care.
Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah,
Here's my mama.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, the plague is leaving.
The plague! The bad rash is going upstairs. That's pretty funny. Anyways, I'm taking a shower. I'm starting my YouTube channel anew. And I'm doing something very brave with my hair. Aside from cutting it off myself, and I brushed my teeth, used the teeth whitener things. Yep. And when I come out, I don't think you're going to recognize me. I'm starting this whole YouTube channel anew, and if you want to know what I'm talking about, you have to go back and watch the videos, because that was a great conversation with a woman who's lived much longer than I have, and her opinions on different things. She allowed me to interject. Yeah, and this is what I'm doing on Christmas Eve. You know why? Because I just love it.